Welcome in, DNVR Bets Daily. I'm addicted to that little riff at the end of the song. Like I just want to hear that in my ears all day long.
It's good stuff.
Last night was an absolute banger of a night. 5-1 collectively on our big three. You also tossed in 2 bonus hits.
Yeah.
So if you were just blindly riding last night, 7-1, which you love to see. Unfortunately, Dre, I have just terrible news. Just awful news.
Something's great is coming right here. Play it on me.
Oh, it's bad. The Blue Hose are absolutely hosed.
No.
Dead in the water. Dead in the water. Yeah. USC Upstate just took them out to sea and just threw them off the boat.
This is actually happening. These aren't just puns.
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I'm the Presbyterian punters are going to be feeling blue after this one.
Yes. Right. Presbyterian Blue Hose. Yes. Okay. Here.
Wait, this man hit a 7-leg parlay last night.
Let's go, Austin. You're on fire.
Oh, he tweeted that at me. I'm like in a daze right now. I've totally forgot that he sent us that he hit a banger of a parlay. There were parts of his parlay that I didn't even recognize. I was like, we said that? Hell yeah.
Let me see this. I gotta get on Twitter. We gotta find Austin's.
Let's see, Austin. Where are you at here? Maybe I dreamed that? I don't know.
No, I did. Now I'm remembering.
I don't see it.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, and he added bets. We're both supposed to run that account. Neither of us really runs it. So that's where we fell short here. So he had John Collins. That was me. He had Russell Westbrook. That was you. He had a Sabonis double-double.
You said John Collins yesterday?
Yeah, John Collins.
Is he the guy from Genesis?
He's not. This is not that John Collins.
Oh, that's Phil Collins.
So yeah, he's not related to Phil Collins. He had the Sabonis double-double, which was in my parlay. We should mention our parlays didn't hit. Your unders parlay, my double-double parlay didn't hit.
Rebound unders are officially entering the decagon of death. Never again.
I love it. He then puts Jimmy Butler rebounds. That was yours. Zion assist. That was my bonus. Rudy Gobert double-double. Jonas double-double. I am so GD proud and moved by this. I could cry right now. This is amazing, Austin.
What were the odds?
Outstanding odds. Let's go back to it. Right here. I mean, what a work of art. 2,500.
Oh.
Yeah.
You absolutely love to see it.
It's amazing.
Remember to tag us in those things, and then we'll make sure that it gets the attention that it deserves. What a hit. Unreal. Our guy, Austin.
Wow.
I think Austin is better at this than we are. He's better at listening to us than we are.
That, no doubt, yes.
Okay, so let's jump into today's big three. I already mentioned Presbyterian. No shot. They're dead.
Do they enter the decagon now?
No.
Oh, okay. You'll still ride with those Blue Hose.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, Presbyterian money line -143. Put a fork in it. Next one there, Jimmy Butler over 7.5 rebounds -152. They're giving us a little bit of love here because the Heat are on the second night of a back-to-back. Last night this was -167. I think Jimmy Butler's built different. He doesn't care about back-to-backs. He's going to be grinding for rebounds. He's getting triple-doubles right now. He's been awesome. So we're going to hit that until the cows come home. And I don't have any cows, so they're never coming home. And the next one here, Bobby Portis over 12.5 points, -110. Bobby P, he has 16 or more points in 4 straight games. And so at 12.5, I have a feeling there's like a little bit of a matchup issue here. But it's so low, and he's been playing so well that I think I feel comfortable with a 3-point regression from his recent surge. still being hit. I forgot to mention Jimmy Butler has hit 9 out of 10 games and 5 in a row.
Just 9 out of 10? I feel like it was 9 out of 10 3 times ago.
Well, it was not. Yeah, but think about it, because the one miss was somewhere in the middle. So every time you add a hit, you just move a hit out from the front side of that, and it stays at 9 out of 10. I wonder when the miss was, and if he hits it tonight, if we can get it up to 10 out of 10.
That'll be fun. That'll be very fun. What a nice battle within the battle right there to win a bet within the bet.
I can't stress enough that Presbyterian has no chance to come back in this game. None.
What a shame. Such a shame. Those Blue USC Upstate, just too good. When they're in this form, everyone knows. You cannot stop them. What's USC Upstate?
Oh, God.
The Upstaters?
I can't remember.
The Suburbanites?
I don't even know what the SC stands for.
That's right. Neither do I. Let's go to my big three here. He's the thickest basketball player prop I could find on the card. James Harden, a hipster hero. The juice has gone in a way that makes me a little weary of this one, Ryan, to where we are now at plus 125 with James to go over 7.5 rebounds. Look, he's had to really pick it up rebounding wise. He's up to 9 boards per game this month. If you look through his box scores, he's usually going to stat stuff a little more against, big opponents, and he's taking on the Lakers. I wonder if the under's been hit a little more, because when he did play the Lakers many moons ago, when the Nets were complete with the well, he wasn't with the Nets. He was with Houston, 7 rebounds, 6 rebounds. But that doesn't scare me. I love that the juice is going in a way that's going to give us more profit. Then Anders Lee, talented forward for the Islanders, who are playing really well. He's gone over 2.5 shots, 9 of the last 10.
Anders Lee, he can't miss.
He cannot miss. Minus 139 when the guy's averaging 3.5 on the year is extraordinary. And then Flip Forsberg, Peter's son. He's the only top 10 shot per game getter in the NHL that you can really find the prop at 2.5. So yeah, I'm sacrificing some juice at minus 195. But when I have that kind of outlier, I'm going to say thank you on a slate like this and take it and ride. Also, Ryan, fun little fact. There was a mystery box boost that we got, and we can take the big three off, Allie. This is mildly related to the big three. There was a boost 2 days ago, a mystery box boost, and the mystery box I got was Ben Simmons to score first, boosted to whatever. Well, Ben Simmons doesn't play in that game, so the good folks at DraftKings, because I couldn't apply that boost, just gave me a 20% boost. So you can apply that. I applied that to Flip, and all of a sudden it doesn't even matter that I lost some juice at minus 195.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Great stuff.
Okay. So we've got a college basketball profit boost. We'll get to that in a second. Not quite dilemma of the day time quite yet. But we want to feature the Buffs in this because, of course, they're my Buffs.
Yeah.
This is a team, Dre, who has a very bad case of opponent syndrome, meaning they play to whatever their opponent is. And if their opponent's bad, they play bad. And if their opponent's good, they play good.
Yeah.
The good news tonight, Oregon's pretty darn good. Now, if this game was in Boulder, it's a mortgage game.
Yes.
You just Tad Boyle, Dana Altman, and Boulder, it's game over. Oregon has never won a basketball game in Boulder. Doesn't matter if they were in the Coors Event Center or just at the local rec center. They've never won a game.
And I mean, as you've stated many times, Dana, when Tad's son comes to visit him, Daddy always shows him a good time. So.
Exactly. He gets the belt out, really, is what he does. Anyways, it's not in Boulder.
It isn't.
It's in Eugene. And that frightens me a little bit. But
it's why the Ducks are favored.
It's why the Ducks are favored.
Yeah.
I know a thing or two about Tad Boyle. And I know those boys, after losing the other night to Cal, have had one hell of a week. They are going to be on their P's and Q's tonight. Just no one wants to happen what happened to them to this point. They're going to be really, really locked in. Tad Boyle will have this team ready to go tonight. Unfortunately, it doesn't sound like Jabari Walker is quite going to be good to go. But again, I'm pretty confident in this being a bounce back game for the Buffs. So I like the 2.5 just because these teams, are bound to have a close game. But I endorse the plus 120 money line.
And big in the standings too, with Oregon, the one team ahead of the Buffs in that third spot, just because they've played fewer games and they're 12-4 right now. But last time these two teams played each other, it was pretty clear the Buffs were the better team. But again, the Jabari injury scares me most of all.
Yeah, it hurts for sure. And speaking of, Tad Boyle and, his coaching style and what it means, basically why I think they're going to be so prepared. If you actually had to make me have one bet that I think will hit because of that, it would be the under on Oregon points. It's not that high. It's 71.5. But I just think the Buffs, Tad Boyle has built this program on defense and rebounding. I think that's probably what he hammered in the hardest was defense this week. So I like the under 71.5 for Oregon.
Yeah, and Oregon, they've played very sporadically because in January they had a ton of games canceled. The games they've played in February, they've gone 2-2 on the over-under if it was always set at 71.5. So you like that. Their last game against Arizona, they eked one out 63-61. So
wow,
I like that. Yeah.
That's a slugfest.
Yeah, for real.
Okay, so that leads us into our dilemma of the day, which we'll get to in a second. After we tell you about our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, where you can get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. You can get these 25% boosts damn near every night at this point, Dre. They're giving us a boost of one thing or the other, keeping us engaged. We absolutely love to see it. So check them out, DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, and get that sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when you use the code DNVR. That's right, DNVR is the code to get a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough, and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, I was going to get us to the dilemma of the day, but instead I'm taking us in a different direction.
The production has had to be very quick on the draw. That was not lost on me. That was very impressive there, and you're doing it again. Now you're purposely, you're changing the snap count up.
I'm playing a little cat and mouse game with Allie over here. I want to say this because I'll forget if I don't.
Okay.
You know about our daily routines. We wake up, we have coffee, and we check the futures odds on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah.
This morning, quite a nice surprise because the Broncos had moved into third place in the Deshaun Watson odds at plus 400.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be the best odds news I heard all day. But such was not the case because at two other sportsbook who remain unnamed, they've got the Broncos as the odds-on favorites. And by a healthy margin, the odds-on favorites to land Deshaun Watson, two different sportsbooks have them at plus 150.
Yeah.
The reason I want to bring this up is because if you believe in this being a copycat league, per se, your time might be now to strike. Now, your time was way back because as our associate, Lindsay Sauer, told us today, she got in at this at plus 1,400 for Deshaun to Denver. You can still get on it at plus 400, though. I have to say, I'm like emotionally protecting myself on this one. Like I took the Matt Stafford odds because I was like, of course the Broncos will trade for Matt Stafford. That's so Broncos. And I I can't like bring myself to a point where I'm like, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But if you want to get in on it, I think that now might be the time. And because we have this type of inside information, Lindsay told us she hasn't been offered a buyout yet. What I will say is if the Broncos ever become the favorites on DraftKings Sportsbook, I think you will be offered a decent buyout.
Yes.
Even if you get it now at plus 400.
Right.
If the Broncos go from plus 400 to plus 150, and they're the favorites at DraftKings Sportsbook, I think you'll be offered a decent buyout.
That's interesting. That's
like a 2-1, nothing crazy, but like a 2-1.
Well, and that's where DraftKings is different from the other sports books, is the other sports books have put the Broncos ahead of even the Texans.
Which is crazy.
Absolutely, because all the intel because you actually cover the team, so we don't want to speculate and make it sound like there's anything beyond the face value stuff we are seeing. Right now, the Texans aren't negotiating. So until that doesn't change, the Texans would have to be the favorites as they are on DraftKings Sportsbook. For them to not to be in other places is kind of wild. And like a month ago, we did a pod and talked in depth about the case for the Broncos and why that could be one of the better destinations when they were in that plus 1,400 range.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, remember, there was a report that came out that the Broncos were close to making a trade for a quarterback last week. Yeah. If I'm trying to connect dots here, I say maybe FanDuel, oops, I said their name, maybe that other sports book has intel that that's who it was, and maybe the Texans are making deals, they just don't want it to be public.
I mean, we had Johnny A here. It's just like all the reporters and all the teams are trying to gain an edge. So are the sports books in trying to figure this out. And
you can go down a deep rabbit hole trying to figure out how they would have information and that sort of thing. That I feel like that could be on like conspiracy TikTok. Okay. With that out of the way, we can get to our dilemma of the day. For real, how to use your 25% college basketball profit boost.
Beautiful.
Dre? The Pack Fesser is in session.
Bring him out.
And I woke up this morning and said, I am going to put together a white whale parlay. Now, I got to be honest, Dre. I just punched it in.
Oh, no.
It's not quite a white whale based on your parameters of a white whale.
Oh,
I couldn't get it to plus 10,000.
Yeah. If you can. Yeah.
If you can cook up a plus 10,000 parlay.
Well, I used to do it on the daily.
But I'm giving you a winner in every Pac-12 game.
Let's go.
Including a big upset.
Oh, yes. Okay.
All right. So get your notepad out.
Yeah.
Starting off, Utah at Oregon State. We're taking Utah money line minus 143.
Okay.
UCLA at home to Arizona. I like this line just on its own. It's UCLA minus 134. Dre, you hit us in the first leg of the parlay with the stat that UCLA has won 16 consecutive home games.
Phenomenal.
Love it. Cal at Washington State. We're taking Washington State minus 148 at home.
Okay, I like that.
And then here's where we get into the dogs. Colorado money line at Oregon plus 120.
Mm-hmm.
And here is the upset special of the night. Washington over Stanford plus 380.
Come on.
You put all that together. You cook it up. That's basically the same odds as the Broncos to get Deshaun Watson. You put all that together. You cook it up. You put the 25% profit boost in there. And you get yourself to plus 64.72.
I mean, that's big time. That's $10 to win $650. Washington, though, they're just such trash. What's got you believing?
I felt it. You don't ask the pack fesser about his math methods.
That's true. That's true. I must say, Zaire Williams, who I'm already anti a little. So star freshman for Stanford. I'm a draft guy in all sports, so I like to follow the top draft guys. Very talented wing freshman, Zaire Williams. I of course have trouble with names because I've done the draft stuff for too long. So hundreds of names year after year. I'm now name blind. So Zaire Williams really confuses it because it's too much like Zion Williamson, but he's extremely skinny.
Yeah, he's whatever.
Terrifyingly skinny. So the opposite of a thick boy. On that logic and that logic alone, I might approve of this upset.
Listen, this is the Pac-12, and Washington has players. It's not like they don't have players.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And you go on the road and you can get beat. So there it is. A lot of people asking why can't they find the Deshaun Watson lines from our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. The next team lines are only available in Colorado and Illinois. So there you go. If you aren't in, the promised land known as Colorado or that other place known as Illinois, you can't see those.
If you could, again, local legislators reach out, get it done. If you could pick, though, would you rather have those odds and like college props, which we don't get, or what was another one we were missing out on recently? That was just like our thing.
I don't remember.
There was one though.
Yeah, there's a rule in Colorado about something.
Because now that I know that, I prefer this to just about anything else.
You like the future team odds?
It's my jam.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's good stuff. I just want it all. So let's get those local legislators to work. What are they even doing right now?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there it is. I've never given out a parlay this big. If it hits, maybe I'll take a tip jar.
Nice. It's this week you're doing your race to $1 million, right? What was that in relation to?
The March to $1 million was in relation to how many Breck Celsius we can drink as the DNVR family.
Oh, okay, that's true.
Yes, but I also wouldn't mind making $1 million on DraftKings Sportsbook.
Same seas. Yep. I'm with you. Can we talk about a couple odds boosts, Ryan?
Yeah, I would like nothing more than to talk about a couple odds boosts with you right now. Especially
since we're now finding that the odds boosts are our friends. We like odds boosts.
It's so weird how this happened.
Yeah, it's once again this. I dare you to find a daily podcast with more character development or plot twist than this betting podcast here, because this may be the biggest plot twist of all. But in college basketball, Iowa, Houston, and Ohio State all to win. These are 3 road teams, and Iowa's the dog to Wisconsin, who's been very good at home. Houston's taken on a very good Wichita State team. Ohio State's taken on Penn State. That's who are only a slight favorites when you'd think the Buckeyes should be bigger favorites. So that feels a little cheesy to me. But the one that does have me intrigued is LeBron, James Harden, and Kyrie each to go over 25 points. That's only plus 300. But
plus 300, man, that kind of feels like a lot, if I'm being honest.
For a 3-legger like that?
Well, aren't each of those guys?
Oh, they are.
So where are
Ryan?
Let's go to player props, points. Brooklyn Nets, Los Angeles Lakers. Okay, so Kyrie Irving is set at 27.5. James Harden is set at 25.5. And LeBron James is set at 29.5. All of these guys are, I don't know if the word is predicted, but favored to go over that. With James Harden being the closest at 25.5. So it's a 3-leg parlay of favorites at plus 300.
That's pretty nice. I didn't quite realize that, but you're right. You're getting some nice value. Now, Harden's gone under 62.5% of the time on 25.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the tricky part of this. But again, in big games, big game James, he steps it up.
Yeah, Kyrie might break out the walking stick on his way in.
That'd be fun.
Anything
the walking
can happen.
stick is insane.
I thought you were going to say elite, and I was going to agree so much.
Oh, that it's elite?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is your kind of vibe.
He walked in like looking like a Star Wars character or something. I thought it was incredible.
Oh, it's absolute insanity, if you ask me.
And Austin, our guy, man, he might as well just be on the show.
He basically is.
He says, and without KD, they don't have KD. So the scoring load will be on those two guys. They're going to want to beat the Lakers. And, of course, LeBron James is going to want to beat the Nets.
And everyone gets up for those primetime games like that,
Plus, it's an 8-er. So, other than watching the Buffs at 9, which,
Whoa.
are you kidding me?
No way.
Yeah, 9 o'clock tip.
Holy cow. I almost stand with the AP on this one. Like, now we've maybe gone too far.
I mean, I'm with you. Like, can you imagine being on the East Coast? This game starts at 11 p.m.
Yeah, that's too much, man.
If we were doing a post-game show, like the post-game show goes into 2 a.m.?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a bit aggressive. But here's what I'll say. In the highly likely world that the first 4 legs of my white whale hit, there's 2 of them that tip off at 9. Okay, so first 3 legs, you might have a nice buyout opportunity.
Now, anytime I make a parlay, I regret not layering my parlay better scheduling wise. And frankly, we could dedicate an entire episode to this. But as the fun part of a parlay to me is I'm not going to be unreasonable and expect to win many parlays, because that's the whole point of anything, especially once we get past plus 300.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to be have a 4-leg parlay and have that extra investment once we get to the 4th leg. Well, the best way to ensure that is to kind of layer these out,
stagger it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do an explainer on the staggered parlay.
I should. I kind of need those explainers to then go back to and remind myself as what I should be doing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that we needed to touch on?
Nope.
Presbyterian still absolutely cooked. No chance to come back.
No chance. Dead in the water. Can't believe that USC Upstate would do this to us.
Is the Blue Hose really going to score under 50 points in a game?
Yeah, for sure.
They have no chance. All right.
No.
Well, thanks for nothing, Presbyterian. Tune in to the Goaties at 6 p.m.
Yes.
As you're watching your bets on one screen, watch the Goaties. They'll be right here on the DNVR YouTube channel, premiering live at 6 p.m. So tune in. It should be a really good time. I want to call it a monologue, but it can't be called that because there's 2 people. So I guess tune in. Make sure you get there early so you see the opening dialogue.
Ooh.
Because I think it turned out pretty well.
Nice.
So that's my tease. But for now, it's going to wrap it up for us on DNVR Bets Daily. We will talk to you guys tomorrow.